Hi. So, over the past few days, 2 days, there's been some big stuff that's happened, so I just really thought it might be easier to talk it out than to type it. So, starting the day before yesterday, I went to go buy a bathing suit. A girlfriend of mine's bachelorette party was yesterday, and we were going to go swimming, so I needed to own a bathing suit. And a few months ago, when I got rid of pretty much everything, all my clothes, because of all the weight I'd lost, I'd also gotten rid of my bathing suit. So I ran to Atlantic Center by me, which has a Target and an Old Navy and Marshalls in it, or TJ Maxx, whichever, and figured that between those three I would be able to find a bathing suit. I had also gotten the notion that I might be at a point where I could wear a two-piece where my midsection would show. So, starting in Target, I tried on a couple of things and found a bottom that I really liked by the company Assets. And what I liked about it the most was that it came up over my navel and really kind of held everything together. But it also kind of had like a pinup look. So I thought with the right bikini top, I might be able to pull it off. So I went to the other two stores, and tried on countless other bathing suits, and what do you call it? Didn't find anything that I liked, and I ended up back in the Target with a few more bikini tops, and then one or two tank bikini tops, which I knew were something that I would be comfortable with. So what the sinking realization that I came to the longer that I looked at myself in the mirror was that that my body wasn't ready for being in a bikini, that I didn't have a bikini body, even though I had seen something that another girlfriend had posted on Facebook a little while ago that was like, if you want a bikini body, then put your body in a bikini. And I thought that was the best thing in the world. What does it matter what you're shaped like? But the confidence level wasn't there. And I think that I had a little mini nervous breakdown in the changing room of Target. The more that I came to the realization, not that I wasn't ready for a bikini, but that it wasn't going to be okay for me in the world to have a bikini on. That even if I felt great and loved the way I looked, that all I would still be to those that looked at me was just a fat girl that felt confident in a bikini, because that's kind of the way that we, I don't know, stereotype people. Because I don't have that thin or curvy or whatever, I still have a stomach, a pudgy stomach, but that's not the point. The point is that I realized I had been caught up inside of I don't know, what we do as a society to women and their bodies, with body shaming, that your two options for when you go to buy a bathing suit, I guess there's three technically, are a bathing suit swimsuit for you are an athletic swimmer, you swim professionally, you swim competitively, that's what it is. There's that. There are cute little princess bathing suits with, that are cute little bikinis that, don't get me wrong, I absolutely adore and do really want to wear one day. Or a fat bikini or a fat bathing suit. And those are the options. And what I mean by a fat bathing suit, or a body shaming bathing suit, is a bathing suit that, like my bathing suit bottom said, hides your flaws. And that's what I couldn't come to terms with, was that I was, not only did I feel that way because I was self-conscious, but I was being led to feel that way by the clothes that I was going to buy. That my clothes told me I had flaws I needed to cover. And yeah, I had quite the crying fit in the dressing room, texting back and forth with N about everything that was going on inside my mind. And for a while I thought I wasn't going to go to the party. and I thought I wasn't going to buy the bathing suit, and I really just kind of was a mess. And it brought up a lot of other stuff for me. Like, I couldn't believe how much it affected me. I was mortified. I was really mortified. I was part ashamed of my body, and I was part ashamed of what society has to say about women's bodies. And I just, like, I feel like one of those crazy people that needs to be like, society is crazy, the media is really like bad for women. But sitting there crying in that dressing room, knowing that my options were either cute little princess bikini or hide your flaws bathing suit, I couldn't believe that there was no middle ground. There was no, hey, I just want a little coverage because I want a little coverage. Like, maybe I don't want to put sunblock on every fucking inch of my body. Maybe I only want to, like, get a tan on my arms and my legs and not have to worry about, like, oh shit, did I get sunblock in my belly button? So there was that. That was the first thing. And so then the second thing, which I think was actually the more life-changing thing. So yesterday was the bachelorette party at a place here in New York called Spa Castle. I'll put a link in the rest of the post. But it's this place in Queens. It's like 3 or 4 floors of like a whole city block. It's giant, but it's out in the middle of nowhere, so there's nothing really around it except for residences. And it is, no kidding, a 3-floor spa. So I'm talking like massages and pedicures and manicures and body scrubs and saunas and pools and yeah. Oh my god, it was so amazing. So it was like $40 for all of us to get in because we got like a little 10% discount because there's like 10 of us. Then you go in and there's like the women's locker room and you lock up your shoes and you lock up all your stuff and you get like a uniform to wear around the spa, which was just like a gray t-shirt that said Spa Castle on it and a pair of shorts that were like, just seemed like cut off scrubs. The women were in pink, the dudes were in blue, and the kids were in yellow, like little, like 4-year-olds were in yellow. Top floor was like 4 roof pools and a place to eat. And then the next floor down was all of the saunas. There were 5 different types of saunas, I would say. The place where you could get manicures and pedicures and like waxing and all that kind of fun stuff. And the open massage area, like you could get a private room, but that cost more and was someplace else. And that's where like the general food was, like the salad bar. And then downstairs, all the way in the basement, was separated men and women just off of their respective locker rooms. And it was nude bathing and nude spa treatments. The only spa treatment, I don't know what was in men's, but the spa treatment in the women's nude bathing area was like were all different types of body scrubs. So, yeah, somebody would just like a salt scrub, like all over your body and I don't know, it just smelled really great over there. So upon arriving and locking all of our stuff up, the group quickly split into 2 groups. A group that was gonna head straight for the saunas and the pools on the roof, and a group that was gonna go nude bathing. And I knew that I couldn't get so close to something that was going to be such an incredible opportunity for me and not do it. But I did panic a lot and was super embarrassed. But I was embarrassed being in the locker room where everybody else was naked. Like, I wasn't even the one that was naked. And I immediately started comparing myself to the other bodies that I saw, to the other women, and thinking, oh my God, like, how could I go in there? But thanks to one of my girlfriends doing nothing other than being herself, she didn't say anything to me. She didn't ask me if I wanted to go nude bathing. She, like, I don't know, she's just somebody who is accepting of everything. And, yeah, so thanks to her being herself, I did it. I went and um, I went nude bathing and with like four other girls from the party, and I don't know, there was just nothing like it. You strip down to nothing. You go over into the one area and you have to like shower off before you go in the pools. They don't want you to have any like lotions or perfumes or anything on you when you go into the water. And I was so shocked by how easy and normal it was for all the women that were there. Like, it was just like, there was no conversation about it. There was no like, oh, your stomach, oh, your boobs, oh, your thighs, oh, your butt, like how I always think it's going to be. If anything, like, we sat in those pools and watched the women walk around us, and just how stunning all the different types of bodies were. And I really don't think I got the term body type until I sat there, because when they talk about it in a magazine, they pretty much just draw like the same body and then like add a butt to it, or like add big boobs to it, or widen the hips. But this was like no joke, like every shape and size of woman you can think of. And everybody looked so stunning, and everybody had a different way that they carried themselves when they felt good, when they felt powerful, and that, like, that in and of itself was incredible. But the crazy thing was is that after being in the pools, I didn't want to put my clothes back on. Like, I had never felt so comfortable, and I really can't thank the girls that I was with enough for making it easy for me. I shared with them after, or like during and after we were showering, that about what happened in Target the day before, and how I almost didn't come, and then once we were there, how I almost went with the people who went upstairs, and that, you know, that I had this ridiculously awful body image, and couldn't believe that, you know, like, I don't know, I always just thought that somebody would point and laugh. I really did. And two of the girls shared about how they've been reading my blog and how it's been really inspiring, and how one of them has lost 20 pounds because she got her butt in gear after following my blog. And I just couldn't even imagine, I couldn't believe the support and the fact that they stood in front of me while I had nothing on, and told me how beautiful I was, and how strong I was, and how thankful they were that I was sharing myself like that with them. Oh my God, it was like earth-shattering. And I just couldn't, I'm still like, kind of, like, can't wrap my head around it. We had so many incredible conversations. There were a couple of kids that were there, like 4 or younger. And then there were also like some, like either preteen or young teenage girls that were there doing the same thing we were. And the conversations that we had with each other about how, like, could you imagine when you were that young, really actually, not just being told that your body was okay and it was fine and things were changing and it was no big deal, but like actually having that in practice, like where you could go and just be yourself, like, no, nothing between you and the world. And I don't know, it's just profound. I don't know, does that make me sound silly? But really, it was just fucking out of this world. And when we went upstairs and watched when we went upstairs into the pool where all of the stuff was, that was when it got crazy, because then you were in bathing suits that were like, I have a sexy bathing suit on, I have like a matronly bathing suit on, and it was just out of this world. And I just looked up at the clock and saw that this was 15 minutes long, so I don't want to go on for too much longer. Though, what I do want to say is that I lost weight this week, and I only worked out twice, and that was like Sunday and Monday, I think. I know in my bones that the weight that I lost this week was from yesterday and letting go of a lot of stuff. And I'm 50 pounds down. I weighed in today at 154.2 pounds. I just can't even believe it. But I think that where I had been stuck wasn't holding on to the number. I've been stuck there before. And yesterday I actually got that it has nothing to do with the number. Because the women that were half my size and the women that were twice my size and the women that I couldn't even compare to my own size were all so incredibly stunning. And I can only imagine that if I felt that way, looking around at everybody in that pool, that somebody else did the same thing, and it included me. So, if nothing else, I just want you to know that I know how beautiful I am, even if it is just for today or just for yesterday. And I want you to know the same about you. Don't buy into the shaming of marketing. Don't buy into the body type myth that it matters. Like, just have your own body and love it. It's the only one you get. And it's so worth it. It's so capable of so many incredible things. A lot of you are moms that read this. You make people. How cool is that? And a lot of you are wives or lovers, and like, just believe people when they tell you that you're beautiful. It's so much more worth it than believing that you're not. So, thank you so much for watching. I apologize for going to 18 minutes. And I love you desperately. And thank you for watching.